What's up, Jardine Nation? Welcome back to another Road to 100. It has been a long time since I have posted a video. Sorry, but life got busy and I just wasn't able to do it. Right now I'm on vacation and I'm out here visiting Wesley in Utah. Super excited about seeing the mountains. I came out here specifically to see the mountains, not Wesley. Don't care about Wesley. JK. But I went out to a trailhead the other day called Jardine Juniper. And it is a 1,500-year-old juniper tree that stands at the top of this mountain. It's about a 10-mile out and back with 2,000 feet of climbing. And I just had a blast getting up there. So much fun. Super excited about it. So here's the footage from that piece. You can watch that, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about Burning River. What's up, everybody? It's been a while, right? Well, actually a long time. Been busy. Lots going on. But now, the next 8 days or so, I'm on vacation. And that means I got time to do fun stuff. Like make videos and edit and hang out. If you guys have noticed so far, the scenery behind me is not that of Ohio, which is indeed correct. Currently in Logan, Utah, hanging out with fellow Ridge Runner producer, Mr. Wesley Harden. As you saw earlier, I dropped him off at work. His first day, you know, he's growing up. He's a big boy now. Real job and stuff, you know. But I'm out here today in the I think it's the Juniper Trail, Juniper or something. I'll have to look that up and confirm that. And just out here exploring myself. Quick 10-mile. It's like an out and back, so I thought I'd bring you all along, make some vlog footage, some Ridge Runners, Road to 100 footage. And you know, since Wesley's around, we might even get some WOW footage. It's gonna be an epic 8 days. We have an amazing adventure planned this weekend. You guys will see that for sure. And I think we're hoping to make a short little 15-minute piece on that adventure this weekend. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So let's get at it. I'm about 1.2 miles in. I'm getting pretty close to some switchbacks up here, so I'm gonna run out this piece that I can still run on. So catch you back in a minute. Words cannot do justice to the beauty of the mountains. One of my favorite places, favorite things, mountains. I love them. Do pretty well, I think, with the elevation. I don't think I'm like overly winded or struggling to get air. Yesterday was kind of a surprise. We started running and it took about maybe like a mile in before I was like, man, definitely feels thinner. But by the time we were done with our jog, I didn't really notice a difference. So we'll see how long that lasts, or if I experience anything else for the next couple days. So beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Jealous. Wesley and Cam and Voss. But maybe one day. Not at this point though. Alrighty. Feeling pretty good still. The climb is long and sustained. Not used to that. But it looks like I am about 1,700 feet of climbing. And we've got let's see, 4.41 miles. So about a mile to turn around and then back down, which I imagine should be a lot easier than the up part. I made it. Apparently this tree is 1,500 years old. Something like that. Sat here, perched, overlooking all of this land. 1,500 years. Wesley said downhills will be fun. They're not that fun. That's a blast. I'm gonna have to slow down if I'm gonna want to do everything I want to do this week. Burn myself out in the first 2 days. So I guess I'll slow it up a bit. Make sure the heart rate stays down. But man, that's fine. I'll tell you what. Mountains never disappoint. It's just over 9 miles, and I got about a mile probably-ish to the end, and it feels amazing. I feel great. Only, my legs are feeling good. Quads are slightly sore from the downhill, just due to the just continual downhill, which I've never really had experiences with before. So the continual climb and then the continual downhill. But I think I fared better on the up in terms of muscle fatigue than on the way down. So I need to work on my downhill skills a little bit more. But I love it. It's gorgeous. All right, so that was my little trip yesterday. It was a lot of fun, and Wesley and I are going on a different trip tonight, and that vlog will get posted tomorrow. So look out for that. We're gonna go summit one of the peaks around here. It's about 4,000 feet of climbing, so it's going to be a bit tiring. I think my legs are going to be sore. As I found out from yesterday, the continuous climb and then the continuous descent are things I'm not quite used to. Obviously, I don't get, 2,000, 3,000 feet climbs in Ohio unless you're on a stair stepper, I guess. But I feel good. This week's not about feeling sorry for myself for being sore or anything like that. I'm just going to have fun. And push myself, and that's that. So we have an awesome weekend coming up, and we'll be posting some videos from when we're out there, and hope you guys are excited to see that. All right, let's talk Burning River. It's been so long since I've seen any of you talk to you about Burning River. I think I need to talk about it because I didn't finish the race again. Though I made a dramatic improvement from last year, but I still didn't finish it. So let's go over that. Now, Burning River started off, if you watched our episode with Jason Roop, who was the last finisher this year, the last official finisher, I think he had like 4 minutes to spare or something like that. Started off, supposed to be no rain. Day before, announcements, no rain, it's gonna be a clear day, blah, blah, blah. Start the race, I don't know, maybe 3 miles in, and it started raining. I was like, great. Okay, deal with it, whatever. I've had rain before. It's not that big of a deal. Sometimes it feels great. So, it poured for hours and hours and hours and hours, and I was doing well. I felt strong all morning. My feet got wet, they were soaked, but I didn't feel anything bad. I didn't feel like anything starting until about, I'd say 25, 26, 27 range or something like that. I started to notice some hot spots on my feet. So I was like, okay, well, the next aid station, I'm gonna get in, I'm gonna change socks, I'm gonna change shoes, you know, dry my feet off, get them all looped back up, and then get back out there and see what happens. So I did that, and then I felt much better. I started off in the Challengers, the ATRs from Hoka, which I like the shoe. I may not run in it as much distance in the future. I might stick that to like a half or shorter kind of day. So I switched over to my Hoka Speedgoats, which I love those shoes. Those shoes are like fantastic. So I put those ones on, I had everything all good to go, darn tough socks, and I was like back out in the trail, and I was feeling good. My toes started to feel better after I got everything dried off and everything like that. So that was great. Moved forward, got to the 50, no blisters yet. Was feeling good, felt really strong in the 50. I was super happy. I got back out, picked up my pacer, my cousin, Aaron. We went back out and we were doing, exactly what I wanted on the bike path. We were doing, like a 2-minute jog, 5-minute walk, and just kept doing that for the entirety of that 6 miles back out to the trail. Kept to it as much as we could on the trail. It's a little more difficult because it's harder to pass people and stuff like that. So I stuck to it, and then I came through. We were coming through the last little piece, and it was like 63 or 62, and I had realized that neither one of us had grabbed our headlamps at the turnaround point. So it started to get dark. It wasn't too bad when we were out in the open areas, but as soon as we got back on the trail, it got dark fast. So we were coming through the last little piece till we come up to the aid station at Pine Hollow. And at that point, I was kind of bummed about not having our headlamps with us. I was starting to get into a mental funk real bad, whether or not I was gonna be able to finish. Came in and I got my shoes off. My feet were in a lot of pain at this point. I started to develop blisters, and took my shoes and socks off, and there was blisters everywhere. Both my pinky toes were blisters. There was no more toe, it was just blisters. So that sucked. Blisters between the toes, blisters on the bottom, on the sides, like where the heels fall back, wherever there was blisters there. So luckily Cam, Trooper there, decided to pop them all for me and tape them all up and everything. So we got everything figured out, got everything taped up as much as I could, shoes, new socks, put the Speedgoats back on, and took off after again refilled with as much like sugar and candy and pickle juice and everything that I could crave to try to get all of myself rejuvenated. Go back out and just feeling rough. I was like, I'm just gonna get to 70. Get to 70, see what happens. So get to 70, mildly okay. I was okay, let's just get down to the next aid station. There's the foot doctor that's down there from Kent State, podiatrist team. They were all there, so I got down there and I take my shoe socks off again. A couple more blisters had formed, got those popped and taped up as well, and then back out. And as soon as I left that aid station, it was like 71, something like that. I ended up with, it's gonna start raining again. So like wet feet all morning, dry feet, and then wet feet again, and then it was just like I could just feel blisters starting again. And I was walking, and we were walking through the cornfields, and I made it over to, I just wanted to make it to the flat towpath, and I got there and everything hurt. Could barely keep any weight on any of my feet. I stopped like every quarter mile or so and was just not having it. I eventually got to the aid station that's like 73.4. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, Valley Picnic or something. And got there and I decided that that was the point where I wanted to drop. It was still raining. And so I ended up dropping there, and it sucked. It's not what I wanted for the night. I know I was bummed. I think one of the hardest parts about making the decision to drop was knowing that everyone who had come out to support and help that were there, lovely fiance Jackie helping me, my sister, Wesley and Cam being there, like all these people who were there supporting me, and even Michael when he was there. Michael was in there helping out, and when he was having his runners pass through, so he was giving me advice. So there's all these people that were there and supportive, and everyone who watches this who's been supportive. I think that was more of a weight than me actually dropping on my own decision. It was that part of it that was the most concerning to me, or hurt the most. So I ended up dropping, and then literally the second I dropped, I took my vest off and immediately started like just convulsing, like shivering, ridiculous. I've never shivered like that in my whole life ever before. Just like my body wouldn't stop. So I was like under a blanket, just hiding until a car showed up with some warmth. And just shivering for like 15 minutes at least. It was crazy. Never had that happen before. So that was the most interesting thing of the night, I guess, that I experienced. And yeah, just moved on from there. So I had a friend the other day message me and he said, you know, a little bit while after, this was a few weeks after the race at least, and he's like, how you feeling about the race? You know, implying, you know, something didn't finish. He was kind of curious what my thoughts were. And I was like, I'm not mad. I never was mad about dropping or mad at myself for dropping or anything like that, because like I can try to make a path, but that's not necessarily the path that's going to happen. You can only will it so far, I guess. So I like for me at least, the mindset of me being able to get back up no matter what. So even if I dropped, it was, you know, that day wasn't my day or whatever, like I'm still running. I'm still gonna run 100 and I'm working on getting there. So I learned a ton during that race. I've experimented with so many different things since then. We'll probably talk about that a little bit more later. In the next vlog, we'll talk about some of the stuff I've been trying since then and what I have coming up in the future. But I just wanted to give a recap on Burning River since I hadn't talked about it since I dropped, at least in like a public forum, I guess. Many of you personally talked to me and we've talked about some of the concerns and issues and problems that I had during it. But yeah, it is what it is. I don't regret it. I'm not mad about it. I'll get back up and I'll keep moving forward. That's all that really matters. So, but that's all I got for this episode. We're gonna, like I said, we'll get to some of the training stuff and some of the other things on the next one, and my future plans and whatnot. Some of you might already know those, but we'll get back to you then. So thanks again for watching. I greatly appreciate it. It means a lot to me. If you want to like, subscribe, if you're not our subscriber already, that also is awesome. We love that. It's super helpful to the channel and, you know, helps us grow and share the other stuff that we're doing on here, not only just the RT100, but Wesley's vlogs. It shows, you know, the RT100 Live and everything else that we're doing. And so we just love the support. So thanks. And I'll see you all next week. Tomorrow, actually. See you tomorrow.